Hello!
Hello!
Back for possibly the last one?
I would think so. There's not much you need to do other than figure out how to not get Tatsuno killed.
Yeah. So, time to save Tatsuno.
Yeah.
Because we have saved the others.
Yeah. Jack only, gets a bad end because Tatsuno gets a bad end.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just get straight into it. There's not really much to talk about what happened last time.
But because we did something here, we get bad ends for these ones.
Yeah. Everyone explodes.
Need to change this one.
Yeah.
We cannot send her in.
No, that immediately ends in a bad end. So, you have to change that so that they stay. Yeah. Alright. Slight change of plans. Holds a gun to her back.
Not gonna make that joke.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I won't. I guess.
There we go. It's saved.
Alright.
Now we have the to be continues on these ones.
Yeah.
So
you have to change some things for both Stanley and Tata.
Yeah. So we have this one. A warning. That one we probably need to change. As I said, just shoot her.
Yeah.
Which he's clearly not able to do.
No.
So we just need to find some way to stall her.
Yeah. Sect him into.
Find some way to stall until I get there. If she realizes we're onto her, you're done for.
Boop, boop, boop.
Tatsuno hung up without saying anything. I think I saw save icon. Yeah. Now we get this one.
Don't have a bad end down there.
No.
Still gonna have to aim at Kana.
Yeah.
Hello there. Not Kana.
So, try anything funny, and I'll shoot!
Guess that works every time.
Yeah. You can't shoot me. Kanan took another step closer. You're still traumatized from that time you let your friend's wife die.
That's different.
How? How do you know about that? Suddenly was shaking. His aim wavering. I heard you talking with the younger detective up on that rooftop.
Yeah.
That's right. She had been. Let's test my theory out. Kanan pointed her index finger at her own heart. If you think I'm Alfred, then shoot me. Right here. Huh?
It's just closer, closer.
The corner of her mouth twisted up. You can't do it, can you? Tatsuno's gun hand shook all the more. You're afraid to pull the trigger. It was as if her words were a spell that she was casting over him.
Ah, it's a typo.
You can hardly even stand the thought of pointing your gun at someone. Tatsuno's final moments flash for Tatsuno's mind. This is different.
Exactly. Stalling now.
Yeah. If you hadn't fired back then, maybe Kusuna would still be alive. Pretty sure the dude would have killed her anyways? Oh well. Your friend's entire life was changed because of you. When he tried to talk the culprit down, he knew the reason why. Because he loved Kusuna. He still loved her, even after she'd become Daisuke's wife.
Damn you, Daisuke.
His desire to be the one who saved her had warped his sense of judgment when things had come down to the wire. Asano, do you not enjoy being with me? There was a forlorn look on Kusuna's face. It wasn't that he didn't enjoy being with her. Her very presence soothed him. But the more serious the relationship had grown, the more it tore at Tatsuno's heart. The truth was that he didn't really know what happiness was, and so he wasn't capable of making someone else happy. If it were possible, he'd want Kusuna to be smiling always. And that meant her being with someone other than him.
Sadness.
I think it would be best if we stopped seeing each other. Tatsuno blurted out the words bluntly, and Kusuna's face fell. He hadn't broken up with her because of any lack of feeling for her. Rather, the impulse had actually sprung out of his pursuit of human warmth, and his growing fear of losing it. He'd just been so uneasy. More than anything, he'd been afraid that he wanted too much love and affection from Kusuna.
Oh boy. Oh dude.
Yeah.
On one foot.
Bit by bit, Tatsuno lowered his gun, his hand ever more unsteady. His heart was on the cusp of breaking, and still Kadana continued with her diabolical whispering. You can go ahead and kill me, but if it turns out I'm not Alfred, what then? Now she stared at Tatsuno with an almost pitiable look. You'll have once more done something that you can never undo. Something I can never undo? Tatsuno repeated the words dully, feeling himself forced into a trance. That's right. Could you ever accept that? No, I couldn't. Couldn't make the same mistake. Almost like Joker's smile.
Yes, fuck creepy.
Props
to the actor.
Yeah. His whole body felt like it might fall apart. He wanted to drop to the ground and curl up in a ball like a child. And that's why you can't shoot anyone. I can't shoot anyone.
No, but Jack can.
As Tatsuno muttered the words, Kano's face appeared in the back of his mind. I can!
Look at that face.
I'm gonna prove!
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Seriously.
I've been holding it in for too long!
I'm sorry for ruining the moment, but the face is too funny. It's just too funny, man.
Tears fell from Kano's eyes as he looked down the barrel of his gun at Tatsuno. He'd become a detective who didn't lose sight
oh no! The yawns!
of what he was supposed to protect, no matter the situation. I'm just airing out my brain. That's what. That's at least one theory as to why we yawn.
Something think it does much of a difference, but alright.
Then why do we yawn?
I don't know. Signal we're tired? I don't know. Still don't know.
There must be a reason.
Yeah? Could also just be a side effect or something.
Yeah. The funniest part is that not only do we yawn, but we can make other people yawn by yawning ourselves.
It's contagious as fuck.
Yeah. And other animals also yawn.
Yeah.
So it's not just a
Just
human
like Pearl's here.
Yeah.
He was also yawns.
Yeah.
She's tired.
Mm.
And now she's trying to shake her head. She's too tired.
But you won't be affected by other people's yawn if you are a sociopath, I think? Or a psychopath. Psychopath, because you don't feel anything.
Psychopaths don't have a connection to them.
Sociopaths
don't have a control of it.
don't have control.
Yeah.
So
That's why
then-
they're very impulsive.
Yeah. Psychopaths manipulate them.
Yeah, they're very meticulous. They're very much planning everything. Everything's a manipulation. Everything's a plan. Everything is thought through.
Yeah.
Sociopaths are very impulsive. They can't control their emotions.
Yeah.
So they can often lash out pretty easily.
Tadano had nearly forgotten. Nearly abandoned his inward promise to be a detective worthy of that final salute Kano had given him. He brought his gun back up to bear. Don't be absurd, Kanon muttered. You can't shoot anyone.
Try me, bitch.
Actually, I can. The words creaked dryly from Tatano's throat. When there is something I'm supposed to protect, I can shoot. The memory of Kano weeping, but taking aim, had given him the resolve he needed to face down the opponent who ought to have terrified him. I learned that from someone who was terrible at his job.
Oh, she has a gun now too.
Well, she already had it.
Yeah.
She just wasn't pointing at him.
No.
Kanan's eyes went cold. Immediately she lifted up her gun again. Once more their eyes locked, sparks of hostility crackling between them. But almost immediately, Tatano could sense the difference in skill between his opponent and himself. The young woman radiated a deadly aura. The force of her stare was like a knife pressed to his throat. She had borne witness to carnage and bloodshed, the likes of which he couldn't even imagine. Imagine!
He's just like that. This is something awfully cute about it. It's like that guns.
Just because it's snub-nosed?
Yeah. It's so cute.
Okay. It's not cute.
No, I know, but it looks cute.
He couldn't win this. She would kill him, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Tatano braced himself for death, never taking his eyes off Kanan's. If nothing else, he needed to buy time for Kano to get that passport.
Guys, did you hear that? Exactly! You heard nothing! Thanks to Ramona's new chair! In complete silence, no more cracking in the videos or streams. Thank God!
So silent.
Yes.
But could he do that, given the opponent he faced? Yes. Somehow he would do it. As a detective. As a man. I'm a man.
Yeah.
I'm a manly man.
A Batman.
I'm Batman. Even if he had to give his own life to succeed. No, Batman would never kill someone.
Oh no. I don't kill people.
Except for that one time, where he possibly killed someone.
That just reminds me of fucking Yakuza. Kiryu never killed anyone! He uses people with meat shields and he shoots all the vehicles and explode, but he didn't kill anyone. Canonically, he hasn't killed anyone.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's just more like that in this one comic, Batman potentially kills the Joker, but it's left up to the reader to interpret what happened. Because it's not shown.
Yeah, but it's still so funny with the Yakuza games. Like, they're so serious, but...
Yeah.
It's canon. Not a murderer.
Even if it couldn't come close to making out for the sins he had committed.
The end
Cool.
of his story. And
Yes.
alright, Jack. What are you up to? Revenge or ambition? The screen hasn't.
Yeah. You should have seen earlier there was like feathers stuck to it.
Alright.
So it had been for the past 2 years now. Those years flashed through Stanley's mind in the blink of an eye.
Oh yeah.
As he came back into the moment, he marveled at his own ferocity and at the depth of the wound he had suffered.
What are you gonna choose?
So, yeah, what would Frank think? If I do get my revenge, what would Frank think?
Frank Stanley.
Hey. When Stanley pictured his younger brother, it wasn't with a smile on his face. The realization gave him a pause. In the end, killing Alfred wouldn't bring his brother back. That went without saying. But although he could see now that revenge was an absurd goal, his heart still churned deep and dark with resentment. Boom, boom.
Okay, Okushi Pharmaceuticals!
Finally, the Okushi Pharmaceutical Laboratory came into view. There were 2 people standing outside the front gate.
Hey! Got him!
It was Tatsuno and the girl who was pretending to put him down. Each had a gun drawn on the other. Somehow Stanley had made it in time. He pulled his car up alongside them and reached down into the gun sleeve concealed beside the seat.
Alright.
A motherfucking Desert Eagle, man.
Desert Eagle.
I don't think that that's state issued.
Well, he's American, so I don't know.
How
works for the CIA. Oh, but no, he works for the FBI.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't think the FBI gives out Desert Eagles, but oh well.
I mean, he's a special one. He's technically a spy. I don't know. Whatever.
That doesn't change. It's a heavy, powerful, loud ass gun.
Yeah.
If you're a spy, you want something more easily concealed, something, like a PPK.
He has a Desert Eagle for some reason.
But again, well, I guess PPK is more James Bond style.
Yeah.
But it's still a good gun. He pulled out a 44 caliber Desert Eagle, one of the most powerful semi-automatic handguns in the world.
Yeah.
As I just stated.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, Desert Eagle. A semi-automatic handgun designed by Minnesota-based Magnum Research Incorporated and manufactured by Israeli weapon industry. The various models chambered for different rounds. Largest, the 50 Action Express, is exceptionally powerful by a semi-automatic handgun. This is 44.
If you're not trained to use one of those, it
has
break your
recoil, man.
It can break your wrist.
Yeah, it has some goddamn recoil, let me tell ya. Holy mother of God. That's also why I kind of prefer rifles.
Do you know much about calibers?
A little bit.
Do you know what other kinds of guns use 50 caliber?
Pretty big guns, right?
Sniper rifles.
Yeah, it's like, they're pretty big. Like, the ones I usually use is like, I don't know, about 10 for the rifles that I had. Right? They're not very big.
No.
So I'm like, 44, 50? Damn.
Yeah.
Usually the highest I think I normally see is like 30.
Yeah. Well,
It's very big.
it is very big. His orders were to apprehend Alfred. The smaller Glock in his shoulder holster might be better suited to that end. Yeah, exactly. Use the Glock instead. You don't need a. You don't need to tear their soul apart.
Oh well.
This. Imagine this is the cult.
Yeah.
It can kill anything.
Yeah. It's like that one joke I've heard so many times from our friend Max when he was studying medicine. It was like, well, what artery is hurt when they get shot by a shotgun in point blank range? Max keeps saying, all of it. There's nothing left. The entire arm's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, what did he fucking kind of question is that? There's nothing left. Everything's destroyed.
Depends on what kind of shot you use.
Yeah, but it's still the kind of like, it's still like point blank range.
Mm.
What were you thinking with that question? That's so weird.
Yeah. Even so, he opted for the Desert Eagle.
Okay. Ah, hello there.
Getting out of the car, he started pacing toward the young woman. Stanley? Sasno glanced over at him, his face pale. Stanley gave a silent nod.
Such a
and replied,
fucking big gun. Look at it compared to his hand.
It is very big.
Yeah.
About the biggest handgun you can get.
Yeah.
You could see the hint of a smile on the girl's face. Because you know, it should be able to handle the kind of pressure it gets under from shooting
Yeah.
one of those fucking bullets off.
Yeah.
So
Bigger
it
the
doesn't
bullets,
just,
the more the recoil.
explode.
Yeah. As I said, I prefer rifles. They are more stable.
Probably a smile of overconfidence. Well, her brazenness would get her no further. I got in touch with the others, Stanley said. I told them to turn off Hitomi Ozawa's cell phone. You could see her eyes react. I imagine that, by now, they've also managed to deal with the bomb you planted on your decoy.
Ha!
The young woman remained silent. And of course, they've managed to bypass the log inside the lab. You know what this means? Your little plan has failed. Completely. Stanley could see the girl's stare sharpen. You chased Alfred all around the world, only to arrive here, at last, in this little island nation.
I read that as isolated nation. Which I guess is not really wrong back in the day.
They used to be isolated.
Yeah, very isolated to the point where it was like only the emperor could grant any boats from outside Japan for a while.
Yeah.
Banned otherwise. But yes, no, island nation, not Iceland.
Island nation.
Yeah, you mean Iceland?
Iceland.
Yeah, that's island there is the same way we spell Iceland.
Yeah. Iceland.
Funnily enough, like Iceland is not that icy. It's actually quite warm.
No.
Because it's a fucking volcano!
You have Iceland and then you have Greenland. Iceland is green, Greenland is ice.
Yeah, I mean, they named it Greenland because they wanted it to be more attractive. Also because they thought they reached Finland.
Yeah.
And they might have come in summer when there was no snow. Fuck.
How? There's always snow.
No, not in summer. In the southern end.
Okay. Maybe. Well,
It actually does
though,
melt.
Back then, though,
It still
I'm pretty
melts.
sure it would have been way colder.
I don't necessarily think so. The only stuff that doesn't freeze is further up, and then there's the inland ice around. But in the southern end, there's actually not a lot of snow for like a couple of months in summer. I speak from family experience.
Well, I've never been there.
I haven't been there either, but I have family. that lives there. Grew up there. Still lives there.
Greenland, a place where you can come from to Denmark and be judged harshly because of it.
Yeah.
Because Danish people are generally racist.
Oh yeah, they are closet racist without even realizing it.
Sometimes displaying racist.
Yeah. But they never think they're racist. Because most Danish people can take these kinds of jokes if they're aimed at them. The rest of the world cannot. That's the problem.
Having to deal with your parents being racist on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily not necessarily racist, because last time it was not about people from the Middle East, it was about Islam.
Yeah.
So. But yeah.
It's what happens.
But he did agree with me that just about all religion hinders evolution.
Oh yeah.
And such, so.
Does. Those structural beliefs in evolution and progression.
Yeah.
Even political.
Yeah.
Because there's no room
I mean,
for change.
conservatism comes from religion.
Yeah, parts of it does at least. Also parts from socialism that comes from.
And it's very common for conservatives to be pretty religious.
That's compared to what country, what religion.
Depends on the country, but especially if the country is mainly Christian.
I wouldn't say that, but that's also because Germany is a very conservative country.
At least here in the West. It's like that.
I said Germany. You didn't hear me. I said Germany.
I know, but Germany's also been through some shit.
Yeah, they have been through some shit.
Because they're kind of not really allowed to. Because they don't allow themselves to be anything.
They're also very afraid to be nationalists, so.
Yeah.
There's that.
Don't celebrate your country too much.
No, we have a certain person.
Yeah.
Oh well.
What's happening right now in the world is that people are forgetting World War II.
Yeah. There's
So at
also
least
many
not-
other wars going on.
Yeah. It's just. Anyways, let's move on with this. It had been-
Enough dark stories!
Back to the other dark story. As the music is indicating.
Yeah. Bah, bah. I wonder how this is gonna sound. Hear this. Start talking about dark stuff, and the music is just like bah, bah.
It has been a long, long journey. And he'd spent a long time suffering. Now, both the journey and the suffering will be over. The suffering is not gonna be over by you ending this, Stanley. The suffering is gonna end when you see a fucking therapist.
Everyone here needs to see a therapist! As per usual. Ah! Live action!
We
Meet
meet
at
at last. Alfred.
And alright. I
No.
only have the conclusion left.
Yeah.
Of his story. And then there's a bunch of bonus shit, but let's see if there's anything.
Let's just get the story.
Some of it is about how to make.
Ba-ba-ba-bam.
Yeah. Yeah, they just go all together into one. It's amazing.
She felt a hand.
Sorry.
She felt a hand firmly clutching her own as she hastily returned to consciousness. His hand. Whose is it? My father's?
Oh, I assume this is Maria.
Yeah, it is. Maria's eyelids slowly drifted open. Maria, you're all right now. Her father was indeed beside her, holding her hand. A surprising warmth radiated from his slender, bony palm. Dad? She was lying on a sofa. She craned her neck to look around, still trying to process what was going on. There were several monitors set up around the room. Where are we? My laboratory. You were infected with a virus, but I've given you the antiviral. You don't have anything to worry about. He squeezed Maria's hand even more tightly. That hurts. Ah, right. Sorry.
Just doesn't know how to be a proper dad. But he tries so hard. He's made so many mistakes.
You don't think you could possibly squeeze somebody's hand too hard after a situation like this?
No.
No?
I don't think I actually could do that.
Well, I also wouldn't say that you're the perfect encapsulation of people with feelings.
No, I'm not.
You're different. Yeah. You have a different view on things.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Kosovo eased up the pressure on his daughter's hand, but he didn't let go entirely. It feels so strange, Maria muttered, staring up at the ceiling. I wonder why. What does? Having you hold my hand. I used to hold your hand like this when we'd go on walks together when you were little. I doubt you'd remember that though. Maria considered. It was true she didn't have any clear memory of her father holding her hand like this. And yet, the touch of her father's palm felt distantly familiar. Gently, she squeezed back. It's been a while, hasn't it? She said. I mean, me looking you in the eye while I'm talking to you. That's only because I didn't look you in the eye. Kosovo hung his head. I'm so sorry, he said. Please forgive me. I never meant to hurt you like I did. Wait, hold on. Maria was taken aback. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean hurt me? Back on that rainy day.
Ah, yes, remember that?
Yeah. Kosovo told Maria about the day she'd run away from home. About how he'd known where she had gone, but hadn't gone to find her. About how he'd given in to his anger and struck her once she came back home. When he'd finished, he hung his head once more. I'm so sorry. I've been such a terrible father. Maria cracked an impish smile. Oh yeah, I guess that did happen. Kosovo frowned. You know, she said, I'd totally forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Until you mentioned it just now, I mean. No, I can't believe that, Kosovo replied. The way I hurt you, He sounded so disappointed in himself. Dad, it's not like I can let myself dwell on each and every detail of my childhood. I mean, in the 19 or so years I've been alive, I've been hurt in lots of different ways. A child experienced so much more than what her parents knew. That was what growing up was all about. It was a happy thing, but also a little bit sad. Kosovo was happily grappling with
Happily?
happy grabbing his...
Visibly grabbing.
What?
Yeah!
Are you sure about that?
Also, I was visibly grabbing with his feelings.
Oh, it's because he's so happy up above.
Yeah.
Visibly grappling with his feelings. I see, he said. I guess you have gone through much pain. Well, yeah, but there have been more things that were fun and happy. I see. It's the sum of all those things that have made me who I am today. So please don't worry so much about the past. I see. Dad? You keep saying I see.
Stop that!
it. Sorry. This is all so difficult to say. Ozawa was trying and failing to hold back his tears. Maria wasn't quite sure what those tears were for, but she felt a prickle of embarrassment. Shyly, she looked away, and her eyes alighted on one of the monitors. The screen showed a view from outside the lab. Who are those people? She asked, pointing. Ozawa looked, and his eyes widened in shock. 3 people with guns were facing off.
This is like Spider-Man theme.
Yeah. Maria recognized one of them. Tatsuno, the man with the cane. Why are those 2 pointing guns at your friend? Ozawa's voice was shaking. My friend? What do you
Whatever
mean?
do you mean?
The one you met when we were when we went to the Middle East. You know, Kanan. Ozawa switched the monitor to show a different camera angle. Close-up of the young woman's face appeared on the screen. Maria was at a loss for words. That certainly wasn't Kanan. It was the girl who'd come to tell Maria that Hizumi was going to be kidnapped. Kanan's friend.
Oh.
It had happened 3 days earlier.
Hello there.
While Maria was on her way home from campus, a girl approached her, telling her she was a friend of Kanan. Kanan asked me to pass along a message, she said. Then she showed Maria a video recording. The video quality was quite poor and the voice indistinct. As a terrorist who's after the antiviral agent your father is developing. Maria listened in shock as the message continued. The terrorist plan was already in motion, and Hizumi had been infected with a killer virus. Your father used the antiviral to save Hizumi, but the terrorist planned on that. I'll spare you the details, but here's a way to extract the antiviral from Hizumi's blood. Stealing the drug from the laboratory directly is too problematic. The terrorist intends to get it directly from your sister.
Which was a lie!
Yeah. Hizumi is certain to be kidnapped sometime in the next few days, and so I have something to ask you. I'd like you to get kidnapped in her place. Since you're twins, it should be possible for you to trade places without the kidnappers realizing it. I gave the girl who's passing along this message a necklace outfitted with a small GPS beacon. Make sure you wear the necklace. Switch it on and it'll allow me to keep tabs on your location. I promise I'll come and rescue you. Please help me. This is the only way we can keep the antiviral and Hizumi safe. The video ended, and the girl handed Maria a necklace with an ornate pendant, and showed her the hidden switch on the back. Kanan's coming to Japan? Maria asked. She's already here. She's ready to risk her life for this mission. Risk her life? Maria started uneasily. So this terrorist who's after the antiviral drug, is it Alfred? The girl looked shocked. You know about Alfred? Kanan told me that taking down Alfred is her purpose in life. But Alfred has ties to the CIA, so it's hard for Kanan to get any good leads. It's true, which reminds me, you should have this. The girl held out a photograph. This man is dangerous. Stay away from him. He's an ally of Alfred. Maria did her best to burn the man's image into her mind. All right, the girl said. I've passed along everything Kanan wanted me to tell you. What you do next is up to you.
Bum, bum, bum!
So wait, what the heck has been going on while I've been asleep?
Your question should be, what the heck has been going on in this entire game? You've barely been there for the entire game, Maria. You lost your memories, then you got them back, and then you just fell down an hour later.
Yeah. Oswald recoiled from the ferocity on his daughter's face. That Kanan girl thought of a way to save you. He went to explain the plan to get the antiviral out of the locked-down laboratory. Once again, Maria stared at the monitor. As she eyed Kanan's friend, another memory from before she blacked out drifted to the surface.
Yo, what up?
Suddenly it dawned on Maria what this girl was planning. She pretended to be Kanan in order to get into this lab, she said, scowling at the image in the monitor. Ozawa looked at the screen and then at his daughter's face. Well, then who in the world is she? Maria already had the answer. There was no doubt about it.
Nobody doubt it!
Nobody doubt it!
Yeah!
That girl was Alfred.
Bum, bum. Bum, bum.
The instant she realized this, she knew they were in danger. If Alfred managed to infiltrate the lab, there was no way she'd be satisfied with simply getting her hands on the antiviral. What's up?
She was going to poop, as she did. She couldn't find a place to poop because her tail couldn't come up.
Oh.
So she had to go around and be like, where can I? Oh, there.
Sowed ruin everywhere she went. Something wrong? Ozawa asked uneasily. Maria, what is it? Maria's mind was racing. She spoke her thoughts out loud. She's going to kill you so the drug can't be recreated. No, that's not thorough enough. She's going to destroy this whole facility. But how? Vague possibilities tumbled through her mind, but she couldn't be sure what the terrorists might be planning. She gritted her teeth in frustration. Don't worry, was what said. I don't know who that girl is, but right now she's outside the lab. There's no way she can kill me or plant a bomb in here or anything. Yeah, I know. Maria gave a tiny nod, but something gnawed at the back of her mind. Make sure you wear the necklace.
The necklace is a bomb.
Hurriedly, Maria took off the pendant and hung around her neck. As soon as she did, she felt a chill run down her spine. She went back over the details of Alfred's plan as her father had explained it. And then, finally, she understood. I've got it! Ozawa straightened up.
Gotcha!
You've got what? I need to get out of here where those three are. I need to get out there where those three are. Don't be absurd. I have to go.
I have to, Father.
Ozawa peered closely at his daughter's face. Words weren't going to stop her, and as he realized that, his own face stiffened with determination. All right, but I'm going with you. I can't let you rush into danger all by yourself. Thank you, Dad. Maria tried to get up from the sofa, but she was struck by a wave of vertigo. and her knees buckled. Are you alright? Oswald caught her by the arm. This is probably the side effect of the hantavirus. You shouldn't push yourself too much. Maria looked up at her father's anxious face and shook her head. Don't worry, I'll be okay. Her body was weak with lethargy.
Lethargy?
Lethargy?
It is lethargic.
I think it's lethargy.
Maybe.
Her mind trapped in a disorienting haze. Every step was a monumental effort, but she clenched her jaw and forced herself onward, making her way down the laboratory hallway. Making my way downtown. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And I miss you. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And I need you. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Having fun?
Yes.
Alright.
A whirlwind of anger and sadness spurred her onward. I suppose you don't recognize the song.
No. Not whatsoever. You know me. You know exactly what kind of music I listen to.
Yeah, I know.
Non-English songs, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah, this is more you might have seen like movies where it's been in.
I wouldn't remember it.
Or maybe not. Because it's comedy stuff.
Yeah, then I probably haven't.
Yeah. Alfred was masquerading as Canaan. The cruel truth was all too clear.
Yes.
The terrorist would never have been able to get away with the deception if Canaan were still alive, which means that Canaan must be. Maria fought to hold back her tears. It was too early to cry just yet. That could wait until after she'd put a stop to Alfred's plan.
Oh, spoiler alert, she ain't dead. Otherwise the ending.
Using her rage to suppress her sorrow, she shoved open the door in front of her. That isn't Canaan.
We know that! You're a bit late there, Maria.
Maria's voice exploded into the silence of the standoff. I doubt we're getting better testimony than that, Stanley said, his gun still at the ready. There's no talking your way out of things this time. The expression on Alfred's face didn't change. She stood still, a mannequin without a soul. What did you do to Canaan? Maria demanded, marching unsteadily toward the terrorist. Maria, stay back! Osawa exclaimed. She ignored him. Hey, don't get any closer, Tatsuma barked. He looked exhausted, on the verge of collapse. Answer me, Maria cried, still advancing. What happened to Canaan? But still Alfred said nothing. Stanley, too, began edging toward her. It doesn't matter what you ask, he said. She won't tell you anything. Bit by bit, he inched closer. He was going to try to take her down. Let me turn your question around, Alfred said abruptly. What do you think? Maria paused, confused. What do I think about what? What do you think happened to Canaan? The corners of her lips twisted up, shaping a mirthless smile. You killed her, didn't you? Maria's words came out as a whisper. What was that? I couldn't quite hear you. You killed Canaan, didn't you? This time Maria cried out with biting fury.
Beauty?
Fury? With biting fury?
Yes.
Alfred sniggered. She's provoking me, Maria thought.
It's just making it funny. Stop that.
Forcing herself to swallow her rage. She couldn't let herself get caught up in Alfred's game or her anger would spill out of control. Why are you laughing?
I'm
by force
right!
of will.
Sorry.
Why are you booing? I'm right! By force of will, Maria made her voice firm and steady. Because I'm guessing you weren't expecting me to show up here. Alfred raised an eyebrow ever so slightly.
What do you
This
mean?
thing here, it's a bomb, isn't it?
In it.
In it? Maria held out the necklace. What? Stanley furrowed his brow. Ah, of course! Of course! Even if we manage to catch you here, you'll still be able to destroy the lab. Still, the smile remained on Alfred's face. She seemed to enjoy watching the others figure out her intentions.
Of course she does. You seen her?
But you can't trigger the bomb with me standing this close to you, can you? Maria locked eyes with Alfred. Unless you're prepared to sacrifice yourself. She stood like an image of bravery, while on the inside her apprehension threatened to tear her apart. She could feel her heart thudding so furiously that she thought it might explode. Cold sweat trickled down her spine. Only her rage at Kanan's murder kept her from backing down. Go ahead, and blow yourself up, if that's what you want, she said. But you'll die with nothing. Your death will mean nothing, but not mine. My death will avenge Kanan's.
Ha!
Silence fell outside the laboratory gates. Stanley and Tasno stood frozen, their guns still trained on Alfred. Both men were ready to pull the trigger at the slightest provocation. Just how long had they been there, staring one another down? The passage of time seemed to slow, second drawn into hours. Osoba swallowed audibly. Finally, Alfred tossed the gun onto the pavement and held up both hands in surrender. Stanley wasted no time, springing forward to secure her. He gave her a thorough pat-down from behind. He removed a small device that looked like a detonator from one of her pockets. On your knees! Alfred did as she was told. Good. Now your hands behind your head. Try anything funny and I will shoot! Without a word, Alfred placed her hands on the back of her head, fingers laced together.
She got angry at you for putting your hand on her. She's achy.
You're just tired.
Get your fingers away from me!
You're
I'm sitting on
tired.
your shoulder.
You must be so tired.
Yeah, she is.
What are you playing at? Stanley growled disdainfully. Finally realized you can only push your luck so far? She responded with a faint snicker. It's not my policy to resist when things are hopeless. Her tone was detached, her intentions unbearable, unreadable.
Unbearable.
Same.
Oh, that too.
Good. That'll make this easy. Stanley kept the barrel of his gun pointed at Alfred's head. This is for my brother. The words hung in his throat, unspoken. Surge of emotion coursed through him. Just a tiny bit more pressure from his index finger, and he could put a bullet right through Alfred's head. His long journey would finally reach its conclusion, but although he had wished for this moment more than anything, his finger did not move. If he pulled the trigger now, would that truly be the end? No, it would not. It's called therapy, my dude. His mind reeled at the implications. Tasno watched Stanley closely, eventually letting out a tiny sigh of relief. We were in this together, after all. But now... Nope. Now they just needed to be careful not to let down their guard. He kept one eye on Alfred as he went to pick up the gun she discarded. But he was too late. The gun was gone.
Oh, she picked it up.
This is for Kanan!
Bitch!
Maria had lunged forward, snatching up the gun. Maria, no!
It's a me, Mario! Sorry.
It's a me, Maria! No!
It sounded like he was speaking Italian for a moment. That's why I was like, what the fuck?
Ursula cried. What are you thinking? She ignored her father, taking aim at Alfred's forehead. Kanan's dead, and you're gonna pay. Smoldering rage she'd fought to hold back blazed up with renewed fury. Maria, Stanley said calmly, put down the gun. He had nothing but words to stop her. There was no telling what Alfred might do if he took his gun off her. What will this accomplish? He asked, keeping his tone as level as possible. Maria's face remained awash with anger. Maria, her father pleaded. Please don't do this. Tatsuno took a step forward. Go on, hand me the gun, he said. Stay back! Maria's arm
I'm gonna kill her!
As she aimed the gun. Everyone stood frozen, not even daring to breathe. The slightest wrong move might bring disaster. The silence roared. I don't care, Alfred sneered. If you want to shoot, then shoot. You do want to avenge Kanan, don't you? Yes, I do. Maria tightened her grip on the gun. Memories of her friend drifted through her mind. Maria, born into peace, meeting Kanan had been like touching a world beyond her own, a far more complicated world. Kanan had blood on her hands from the time she was a little girl. A walking contradiction of cruelty and childishness. And yet, she had lived her life according to her own unshakable beliefs. Meeting her had made Maria think hard about her own identity. What did it mean to be Japanese? No, that wasn't the question. What did it mean to be Maria Osawa? That was the crux of it all. They had been able to find common ground despite differing ideals, because both possessed an unshakable sense of self. The tense equilibrium came crashing down as Maria let out a shout. This is for Kanan! She pulled the trigger, but her shot went wide, shattering the window of a nearby car. The sudden gunshot caught Sandy off guard. Alfred didn't miss her opening. She rolled swiftly across pavement, drawing the small pistol she'd hidden in an ankle holster. Maria hastily tried to aim for a second shot. Oh no.
Oh no!
Dad! Ozawa collapsed at Maria's feet. Dad! Her father went limp. That's a deringer. Stanley dived at Alfred. He grabbed hold of her right wrist, the one clutching the gun, and slammed her head down against the pavement. She made no attempt to resist. In a moment, he had subdued her. Maria, you're not hurt, are you? Ozawa croaked feebly as his daughter gathered him up in her arms. I'm fine, but Dad, your... Blood was gushing through Ozawa's shirt. Maria pressed her hand against the wound, but the bleeding wouldn't stop. Look, just hurry! Get here as fast as you can! Tatsuno was on his cell phone calling for an ambulance. I know there's a traffic jam. Just figure something out! Please! His voice was ragged with desperation. Dad, hang in there. Large tears streamed from Maria's eyes. So this is what it's like. Ozawa lay his head in his daughter's lap, struggling to rasp out his words. My body just reacted before I had any time to think. Finally, I understand what a virus must feel like. His eyes were hollow. I never told you and Hitsumi, did I? About what started my fascination with virus research. Dad, try not to talk right now. Maria squeezed her father's hand, almost imperceptibly. He squeezed back. It probably isn't a very interesting story, he said. But I'd like for you both to hear it anyway. I know, and we will. After this. I promise we will. Maria's words brought a contented smile to Uzawa's face. I'm glad. So glad. It's alright, just don't talk right now.
No, keep talking.
And nobody explodes.
Not what I meant. You need to keep him awake.
Yeah. It's time. At least I was there for you. Uzawa slowly shut his eyes. Dad? Maria said, but her father didn't answer. Dad, don't die! You can't die! The sound of ambulance sirens wailed in the distance. Maria clutched her father's hand, trying to make her grip firm and reassuring, just as his had been for her back inside the laboratory. Please.
Laboratory.
Don't die. He repeated the words inwardly, over and over and over.
Hello there.
A black car of foreign make arrived at the laboratory and pulled up to the curb.
Gordon!
Gordon emerged from the back. A few of his men followed and promptly placed Alfred in handcuffs. Well done, Gordon said. Sandy gave him a slight nod. I'll be taking Alfred back to headquarters. You can finish up here. Understood, sir. Gordon shoved Alfred into the back seat and slid in alongside her, and the car drove off. Who was that just now? Sasno asked Stanley. My boss. Sorry, but we'll be taking Alfred into custody. You will? Huh? Sasano frowned, but decided not to press the point.
Got him.
The ambulance arrived at last, and also what was loaded inside. Maria remained at his side, still weeping, still softly calling out to him. He could sense her there, though her voice sounded awfully far away. Is this the end, then? He was vaguely aware that he was dying, but he was not afraid. At the far end of the hazy tunnel, he could still see Maria. My, she had grown. She had grown so very much. If he were an organism that multiplied by dividing itself,
God damn it.
he would die knowing that he had left his best selves behind. He had only one wish now, that Maria and Hitomi would go on to lead happy lives. His vision was growing steadily more dim. Tiny motes of light flickered and wavered faintly before his eyes. It only looked a lot like the very first time he had ever peered through the house. And that was enough for him.
I really like this microphone.
Unexpectedly, Maria's cell phone rang in Stanley's pocket.
Alright.
He'd meant to give it back to her, but the ambulance had already departed. The phone continued to ring for some time, but eventually fell into a death-like silence. I miss flip phones.
They were dynamic.
They were very cool. Two past midnight.
Yeah. Nope. 2 seconds left.
Damn it. Archie held his breath. He could no longer feel the seconds ticking by. The numbers on the display were changing more and more slowly, but still, he watched in fear. It was impossible not to fixate on the countdown. Count on Archie continued to stare at the timer. It had stopped. The timer had actually stopped.
Woo!
We did it! Archie dropped to his knees with a cry of triumph. The rest of the Shibuya Scramble burst into tears. You are one reckless guy, you know that? Kano held his hand out. Archie grinned up at him. That makes 2 of us. The
They're
two
both
clasped
very reckless.
hands firmly.
They're both very reckless.
Yeah. Their handshake conveying more than any words could have. Archie!
That's what you were expecting.
No. Suzumu came rushing over.
Damn, Suzumu, you've got a bit of a squeaky voice there. A moment.
I think his voice is just breaking a bit after what had happened.
Maybe. He does look very young.
You did it, man! I knew you could do it. The two bumped fists. It weren't just me, Archie said. Could never have done it without you guys' help. Suzumu smiled bashfully. Hey, Suzumu, take care of SOS for me. You got it. You got it!
Yeah, got it.
Suzumu looked him squarely in the eye. I've been thinking, actually, because the Mean Girls remake is coming out.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go to the cinema and watch it.
Oh no.
But
no.
it's probably not gonna compare whatsoever to the original.
I didn't even like the original.
You didn't like the original?
No.
What?
This is a bunch of girls being mean.
Yeah.
No, I never really liked those kinds of stuff.
Let's mention the memes. What can I
Fucking
say?
teen drama.
Thank you, Pearls. Thank you for the kiss.
Yeah, give you small kiss.
Yeah. I guess I had a thing for Lindsay Lohan back in the day. She was cute. Then she ended up like a lot of child actors do. Because of all the pressure.
You can't go over to my salad.
But I will. Archie gave a little nod, and the two solemnly bumped fists again.
He's
Suddenly
still
there was
blood all over his face.
Yeah.
And look at the editor behind them. He's like, oh my god.
Suddenly there was a blinding flash. Archie spun around to see Chiyoko standing there, beaming heavily, her digital camera ready for another shot.
Look at that camera.
Hey everyone, gather up, Mirikawa called out to Archie and his pals. You guys are the heroes of Shibuya. Photo time, everyone, Chiyoko said. Get ready. The young men struck a pose together. Wait, her too.
Press on the button.
Oh. Ah. That's fine.
So you might not be into the game. She walked over the mouse and pressed the button.
Mirakawa ushered Hitami over to stand with Achi. Hitami. Achi stared at her shyly. It was all thanks to Hitami that he'd been able to do what he had done, keeping Shibuya safe, keeping his promise to Suzume. Hitami had been his inspiration for it all. There were so many things he wanted to say, but he couldn't get the right words out. Achi, Hitami's cheeks were damp with tears. Hey now, little lady, Mirakawa called. No crying now. Come on, show us a smile. He struck a goofy pose beside Chiyoko. At last, the smile returned to Hitami's face. It really is the best.
You smile.
Hitami looked up at Achi in confusion. Your smile, he said. It's the best. I don't care what anyone else says. He spoke so earnestly that Hitami couldn't help but smile even more. Okay, here we go, people. Get your best faces on.
Dead face in the background.
At Mirakawa's signal, everyone let out a joyous victory cry.
Woo! Look at the guy on top of the Hachiko statue. Yo.
Come on, guys, Suzumu shouted. Let's lift Ashi up where everyone can see him. The members of SOS let out another roar. Huh? No, you don't gotta do that, guys. Hey, cut it out! But Achi had already been swallowed by the enthusiastic throng.
Woo!
Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho!
Just a happy ending.
There, in the middle of the scramble, Achi was being hailed as a hero. Kano looked on with a satisfied smile. What they had achieved together was nothing less than a miracle. It had taken a lot of luck and more than a few coincidences for them to stop the bomb. Coincidences, huh? Kano muttered to himself. No, that wasn't right. This was something different altogether. Fate! That's what it was. And not just one person's fate. The destinies of several people had collided, gathering momentum until coincidence became inevitable, and Shibuya was saved.
No, until it became an inevitability.
What was it? Became inevitability.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Otherwise, it didn't really make much sense, did it?
The raucous crowd tossed Achi high into the air again and again. As a plainclothes detective, Kano would probably never be showered with adulation. Yeah, adulation like that.
Quite like that. Completely missed the word. Oh well.
Why don't you just take over?
I can't. You know, my voice is still smashed.
Yeah. That was alright. A detective's duty was to ensure the safety of the people. He didn't put his life on the line so that he could be a hero. Just seeing all those smiles, that was good enough for him. Kano only needed the approval of one person. That was Ruby. Ruby, I hope she managed to get out of Shibuya okay. Suddenly worried, Kano pulled out his cell phone.
Call her!
There were a whole bunch of things he wanted to tell her. He couldn't share the whole story, police rules wouldn't allow it, but he wanted to let her know that, as much as he could. That the kidnapping case had been resolved safely, for instance. That he'd learned about the tortured past of the detective he so admired. That his partner was going to pull through. That he'd managed to finally talk to her father. That he'd put his life on the line to save Shibuya from danger.
Yeah.
Ruby would listen quietly to the very end, and then Kano thought he knew just what she'd say. Short and sweet, in that gentle voice of hers. Good job.
Bum, 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 Ba-da-bum. Bum, bum.
Credits?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
It's gonna come. It's a video that's playing.
I have no more to drink.
Look, Jack's name is Jack.
Yeah. Robert Baldwin?
Huh? Yeah. I think there was another Boltman that played. Look! The criminals is Daisuke Endo!
Oh, another strike for the YouTube video.
There's. Ah, yes, the kindergartners.
Yeah. They were great. I would say the only weird name in this, like, when seen from like the nationalities that people have, is Maria. I would say.
Not really, because
No.
Maria is actually more common in Japan than you think.
Okay.
It's just like Arisu.
I just
They
I've never seen it before.
no, they tend to. Some of them tend to get like 4 English names.
Yeah.
If they're easy enough,
Yeah.
like Mana and Maria.
Yeah.
Arisu. So it's not really unheard of.
No. Okay.
They still have meanings behind their names. They just carry over the Western countryside.
Yeah. Look at the new logo for Duolingo.
Oh, well, hello there! Hey! Hey! Pulse! Hey! Get off the keyboard! Hey! Hey! You little ass! After you're safe before you left.
Yeah.
Started walking on my keyboard while I'm in the middle of editing a video. No! Hey! Hey!
Can't eat those, bro.
Pals, get off! You can't eat those. Look at all these brands.
Yeah.
Baby shoe. Well, what did you think of the game?
This one.
Yeah. That is not enough. Come on, tell me. What parts about it was fun?
I really loved Tama's story.
That was just a fucking like for
Yeah.
entire way through.
Just all kinds of shit happened to Tama.
Yeah. And she also had amnesia, so she didn't even know what the fuck was happening half the time either.
Yeah.
She got roped into everything. Hey! Hey!
You need to eat them.
I know, I ate half of them or so. I also just thought the characters in general were really great.
Yeah.
Very well characterized. I mean, it's a long game, but still.
The whole Achi Hizumi stuff was at times a bit too sweet for me.
It is very sweet, but it's also a very Japanese game, you gotta remember.
Yeah.
It's an extremely Japanese game. Oh. Well, props to them to actually get the right nationalities for the right actors.
Yeah.
Even the Middle Eastern people.
Yeah. Gordon and Alfred sat in the back seat as the car sped along the highway. Here. Gordon tossed the handcuff key onto the seat beside him. What happened down at the scramble? Alfred asked, picking up the key and unlocking the cuffs.
Oh, shit.
Lalon Palmer was arrested by the Japanese police, and the bomb in the attaché case was defused apparently. Still, Palmer couldn't pose a problem once we get him into CIA custody. I see. Much obliged. Really got yourself backed into a corner though, didn't you? Said. Yeah. I was only able to accomplish half of what I intended. Half? Alfred produced a vial from her pocket.
Oh.
It was filled with red liquid. Is that Itame's blood? Gordon asked. Indeed. I managed to acquire the antiviral. But when? Gordon peered at her in bewilderment. When I blew up the minivan. In the dim light of the vehicle, Alfred's eyes shone darkly with those of a wounded animal. Extracting the blood from Hitumi while she was unconscious had been a simple matter. Saving the girl's life had been more than just a means of ensuring her trust. Alfred had been looking for the right moment to carry out the extraction. Total secrecy was essential. If it became public knowledge that the drug existed and that some of it had been stolen, the value of the UA virus would plummet. My primary objective here was to destroy that research facility. Still, getting our hands on the antiviral is better than nothing. Well done, as always, Alfred. Gordon's hard expression softened, but Alfred was in no mood to return his smile. If Maria Ozawa had remained inside the facility, her plan would have succeeded. Everything else up till that point had gone off without a hitch. The only thing Alfred hadn't anticipated was Maria bringing the bomb outside. She had injected Maria with a knockout drug that back at Endo Electronics that should have kept her from moving around for a while, even after she had regained consciousness. And in any case, she wouldn't have expected the girl to just march into the midst of an armed standoff. She had been certain that Maria would never leave the lab. She had misjudged how strong the girl's feelings for Kanan were. Maria's body had been put into a state of torpor. Torpor?
No clue.
Torpor. There were a bunch of people pointing guns at each other, and still, she had been undeterred. Alfred's plan had hinged on Maria's relationship with Kanan, and ironically, that same relationship had made the plan fall apart. It was true that she'd accomplished half of the goals, but Alfred still couldn't shake her sense of failure. She softly bit her lip. She gazed out through the car window. The bright windows of a few buildings shone out in the midst of the otherwise darkened city. A group of tiny lights that refused to be washed out by the darkness.
The end! For realsies this time.
Fin? Finito?
What?
No, I was just trying to think of other languages to say finished in, or the end.
Bonus content added to the title screen.
I don't think.
Bunch of shit in there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was added to bonus content.
Cool.
Pop quiz added to bonus content.
No, thank you.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
New!
Now we just gotta figure out what our next game is gonna be.
Yeah. That's not gonna be said in this stream.
Nope. We'll have to tune in to figure it out.
Yeah. On Tuesday. Hopefully my voice is doing better.
It should. You'll have enough time to recover.
Yeah.
It's been a
I've had this all week.
certainly been.
I've had this all week.
Yeah. It can take a while to get
I
over that
know.
kind of stuff.
Oh well. That was me. What else did you think of the game? Tell me. Tell me!
Cheesy as fuck.
Oh yeah, but you know, the good kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
In my opinion. They know it. That's why they have so many weird sound effects.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me a bit of some of the moments in Space Brothers.
Yeah.
Wish they made more.
Yeah.
They ended it at episode 99. The fuck? Why end it there? I don't understand.
No.
There's still more manga. But yeah, this fit into one nicely length stream.
Yeah.
It's actually a word we'd had to end after already an hour. But nope. Put it on for a bit longer than we thought.
Yeah.
What's up?
Aaron McCollum.
Oh no. I hate when that happens. But also because
Specifically in my colon?
no, I hate when it happens, not when
Ah.
it happens to you. But that's also specifically because I usually get some pain. That pain can be very stinging.
Yeah. No wonder babies cry.
Well, they cry when anything's wrong.
This is the kind of pain you can get from air in your colons or being slightly constipated is
Well, babies tend to not be very constipated because it's just diarrhea.
it still happen.
Yeah, they can still happen, but it's very rare.
But parts very air and such can very much get stuck.
Yeah, but it's usually because there's something else blocked. Anyways. We finished the game! Yay!
Hey,
Finally.
hey,
After so long.
hey, hey.
That is not very constructive.
Eh?
Okay. Well, I guess, yeah. Tuesday, new game!
Yeah. New day Tuesday.
New game, who dis? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Pay attention to me, Ramona! I am nibbling you. Put me under the table. I want to be under the table. Oh, she watched Screeches!
Yeah.
Hi! Oh, Pearls, just watch some Screeches. Oh, you're so cute.
We put her in with the pot again.
Yeah. Been putting her more and more in with Apollo, our other bird, to get them used to each other. Apollo is head over heels for her. But she, every time he comes too close or tries to preen her feathers, she's like, "No!
Fuck off!
Fuck off!"
Yeah.
But she's getting more and more used to him.
Yeah.
Getting more tolerant. He's not really tame, so he's just like, fuck off to us instead. But he wants to.
Yeah, my
get to
neck
know
has
him.
suddenly felt that he's not tame
Oh yeah.
multiple times now.
We sometimes let him out when we do the pearls out, so he can get used to the environment and used to us. He follows her everywhere, even onto us, and sometimes he just realizes that he's on us and he starts biting, and he bites hard.
Yeah. I mean, he probably could bite through my skin on my neck, but he hasn't so far.
No, he bites very hard, and he doesn't let go easily either once he's bitten.
The stuff he bites hard in is hands, because he
Yeah.
really does not like hands.
Yeah, but I believe he also does that too. Like, it's just not as sensitive.
I suppose.
Definitely see it. You have 2 bite marks on your neck now.
Yeah.
One of them is healing up, the other one's dead. Yeah. Or just fixing your wing feathers. It also looks like you need some vitamin D in your water. Both of you. Your feathers are slightly like crumply. You lack vitamin D. See if we can get that.
She needs a D. Vitamin D.
Oh well. Too big for the stream, right?
Yeah. As always, you know, you can find our VODs and whatnot, so you can watch the entire.
Now, entire game, except for episode 1.
Yeah.
For reasons. Sorry about that.
So yeah, the entire series for this game on our YouTube channel, which is the same name as our Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Personal A Space. There you will also find our pre-recorded series where we are currently playing Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
Integrated Edition. Because we're on a PS5.
Yes. The heightened edition.
Yeah. Still looks like a PS4 game.
I would say
Sometimes
on a PS4, it actually looks like it doesn't belong on a PS4. I think it looks.
It's
better
only
than
the
it
characters for me that makes it stand out.
A little things for me stand out, like lighting, whatever. That is neither here nor there.
And other than that, well, we stream every Tuesday and Saturday.
Yes. Like today?
From 8 p.m. Typically to 10.
Yeah, typically for a couple of hours. We have.
Yeah. And that is the time zone is Central European Time. CET. Or it's also known as UTC/GMT +1. Yeah. You can always find us here in those times.
Yeah.
So we'll see you Tuesday.
Jesus Christ, I'm dying. Yes.
With a new game.
Yes. We will
Hopefully
indeed.
Matilda will still be here.
Wow, way to make it ominous, would you? Hopefully I'm still there. I have an exam. Take.
yeah. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Bye!
Bye!